Hi, I'm Jazz and I'm an alcoholic and I'm codependent. I work a 12-step program and I seek help. I'm a seeker and a traveler in my journey. I had a codependent slip, and in other programs, there's a thing called relapse, when you relapse and drink alcohol, or you relapse into the thing that you're trying to abstain from. So in codependency, when I have a codependent slip, it's to me it's kind of like a relapse, like an emotional, maybe I've had an emotional overreaction or a reaction where I lost control of myself. I'm in I'm in a powerless situation, and I've basically let go of my recovery, and I've fallen back into my, the other person now has my control, the situation has my control. I'm sucked in, and I've lost myself, I've left myself, I've done all the things that I practice and work on not doing, I'm now doing. Like I've basically, in Codependents Anonymous, I'm working on changing my behaviors all the way down to the root. Like I'm doing the deep work, and I'm changing. So then basically what happens is I go into my old behaviors and my old behaviors don't work. So, and what happens is that when I get too deep into my old behaviors, it's like slips fast. Like once I start going, I'm sliding down the slide and I'm going at full speed, and it's almost like that speed just like picks up. So recently I have, I'm not in a lot of situations where I'm having codependent slips as much anymore. Like I used to just live in a giant codependent slip, and now when I'm in unsafe, toxic situations with people, I can usually tell a lot quicker, or I pull away a lot faster. Like I use my recovery tools and I'm not there as long. And I also feel that bad energy after, and it's more like brighter in a way. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can really feel it because I'm not around it as much. So it's almost more obvious to me. But when I was in my, really active codependency, I didn't see it as much because I was always in it. So I was always tolerating it and in exhaustion and not with myself. So I was living in that all the time. And when I come close to those bad times now, it's like I can't believe I was living in that. And so I have this codependent slip, and it's almost like it's like I can see it coming, and I cannot help myself. And I'm in this conversation, I'm in an unsafe situation for too long, and I don't get out when I should. And the conversation is going bad, and it's almost like I'm moving towards it but trying to kick in the opposite direction. But the compulsion is so strong because I started letting the door open. And when I started letting the door open, then all the water just like gushed out. So I'm the compulsion is now taking over. I'm losing control. My feelings are going bad. I'm starting to get angry. I'm wanting to control. I'm trying to get this person to see my point of view. And then I'm starting to take their criticisms about me as true. So now I'm believing the criticisms that are coming in because I open my door. And when I open my door, it's harder to close. More things get in before I can close that door. And then I'm weaker in that state because I had opened that door crack, and then it all just was open. So now I've got, I'm feeling hurt feelings, and I'm defending myself, and I'm starting to get caught up in this conversation, this toxic game, and I'm playing the game. Like that's the thing about a codependent slip. It's like, I'm I'm only in it and doing it if I participate and do it. And so in this case, I participated, and then I started reacting, and then I started getting all the bad emotions, and everything just got away on me. And I got up to go leave, and then I sat back down and continued more in this unsafe conversation, trying to defend myself and correct this person on what they thought of me and what they thought of my recovery, and they're throwing these things at me that were untrue. So I immediately reacted into, I need to prove that I'm not those things. And when I do that, I give you my power. So I was giving that person my power. They started winning. It's not like they wanted to win, but that is me just giving over my power, my best parts, myself, and then letting that person have the say over things about me. Like when I'm in recovery of codependency, I'm strong in myself. I believe my own message. I don't believe the outer message from other people. I believe my inner message about me, because that's the right one. Like the good right one. Not, I'm working on the bad messages in my head, but the real, true, good message that I say to myself all the time, and that I'm a beautiful and loving creation, like all the good things. So here I am on the other side of the fence, playing the game that I shouldn't be playing, that I went over there expecting it would be different, and it's not different. It's never different. I picked up the rope, I got involved, and I started doing all the bad behaviors. There wouldn't have been a fight there wouldn't have been this issue if I didn't engage in that kind of talk. If I just went, okay, and then maybe quietly got up and left. I didn't have to stay there and continue on trying to prove to this person my worthiness, why I do things the way I do things. And they're going to prove their story because there's something about me that they don't like. So they're at me, and now I'm defending myself. So to this codependent slip hit me harder than usual because I've been on such a good streak. And it sort of blindsided me, like, not like I'm not a victim, but it hit me harder because, and then I went, oh, I can't believe that I'm hurt, and I let it hurt me, and it hurt me. And I started almost like another, like now I slipped this way and I slipped that way. And so now I'm trying to, amend and fix, but I'm kind of in a shame spiral, so I had to get on the phone and use my tools of recovery, and I had to put myself back together so that I could get back to being emotionally available and in my present moment. So I get on the phone, and I am gutted. Like the feeling that I felt after that interaction was I felt gutted. My whole body felt weak, and I'm not around that as much anymore. And so it's just like, I felt like worthless, and why? And I can never understand these people with this behavior. And, but I got involved, and that's what I try to work on and prevent from doing nowadays, is not getting involved in those situations, leaving situations quicker that aren't safe for me. And that, I'm not in a codependency all the time. Like a slip happens, but I recover from it. But the thing is that I knew what was happening before it was happening, and I knew where it was going. And my denial in that time just went, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. And then I just grabbed, like, it's easy to pick up a behavior in codependency than a substance or something. So in this codependency, I just grabbed it. I just grabbed that denial, and I went, maybe my conversation here is going to do something. And then I played the game and I started defending the story, defending my worth, and then jumping right in. And then all I did by jumping right in like that was I gave my power away, and then I let myself get hurt. And none of this has anything to do with the other person, because they were just that person that triggered me. I'm triggered. It's my trigger. They didn't do anything to me. I chose to stay there in that conversation when I knew better. And so I left away feeling awful. And then I had to go put myself back together, use my recovery tools. And I was really hopeless. I was feeling so awful. I was like, I'm not going to have a good day anymore. I started doing the spiral. Like, how am I ever going to get through this today? Like, I was in such a good mood now, and now I'm not. And I was just getting right bummed out. And I got on that phone, and she's just like, it's a slip. It's just a slip. And like, that's your slip. And like, it happens. And then, started to turn the tape around. And, that person was saying their own message to me about them, why they were saying stuff about me, right? They were trying to bring me down to a certain level. They were jealous of something that I had or that I was working on. Like, that negativity was coming from something inside of them that they didn't like. And so they pushed at me, and then I went and got in and pushed back, which is not the way of recovery. The recovery way was to be aware, and then maybe let the words fall gently, let them go by. Don't pick up the rope. And maybe it's a good time to leave. And like, hey, I'm worthy. I matter. I'm not going to get involved in this. Seems like things are getting a bit sour. Like, part my way. I always get to leave. And I always get to not believe what they say. So that is my recent codependent slip. It hit me a lot harder than the other ones. I think the last one I had was a little while ago now, but I think it's because it's so quick and easy right at the beginning. Like, I think if I just would have caught it at the beginning and just have been like, well, I recognize this, we're going down this path, instead of engaging that conversation, would have stopped there. But I got involved, and then I started shaming myself. So it's just like, I couldn't stop myself once I started. I think that's the other message I'm trying to say, is that this, like, the slip, the slide, the fast part was that then the conversation just got so quick and toxic and mean really quickly. And like a lot of awful things just got said. And then I took all of those things that got said and I like just pressed them right against my heart like usual. Like, that's how I used to always live. And then I just had to like take all that junk back out, give that garbage back, and like reset the precious, beautiful things that I do believe are me and that I put in my soul. And then put my, the rest of my day went great after that conversation. I switched my brain back. I switched my heart back, and I took the bad stuff right back out right away. And I actually got to have a good day after. And some days I didn't get on the phone, and I kind of kept that energy with me for the whole day. And this situation, I just got on the phone right away because I just didn't want to ruin the rest of my day. It's like the tools of recovery are available. They're there for me. I got to grab them. And every time I do, it always works out better than if I didn't grab them at all and just suffered alone in silence, because that's not, I want to get better. I want to move forward, and I want to have a happy life. I want to have a good life. So codependent slip, it's just like that easy for me to just grab it, have a giant reaction, big reaction, get all emotionally entangled. And then it's just like my entire core is just vibrating with like anger and pain. And I don't like living like that anymore. And so this is what happened. This is how I got out. But it's just so easy to slip. And so that's like an emotional relapse. Like that's my emotional sobriety went out the window. I lost myself. I lost control. And I was about to stay emotionally unavailable all day after that. But I got back on my horse. You know, it's my choice to get off my horse or not. I got back on my horse and I carried on. And now I don't even care what that person said about me. It's like, that's just what they said and what they think. I actually don't believe those things that they said. But in that moment of that slip, I believed every single thing that they said is true. And then I had to pull it all back out. And I pulled it out and I got me and I'm intact. And you know what? I'm able to just like release that person back to themselves as the way they are. I don't even need an apology from them. I don't need anything from them. I've just done my own work in my own little cubicle with my own tools and my sponsor and done my own work. And then I just keep going on my path. And what they did, what they said, I'm not even going to talk to them. Like it's all has nothing to do with them, but everything to do with me, I have worked on. So there's a little bit on Codependent Slip, one of my recent ones. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to my share. Okay, bye.